What is going on, everybody? It's the last AOG checking in once again with another stream. So, we got some work to do, y'all. Um, so I want to continue my 20 build showcase. There's 20 slots for builds in the game, and I'm gonna do 20 builds here. I believe we're on number 11 or 12. Excuse me. Right now what you're looking at is Beholder. It is my second look build. I wanted to try to see which one was better. The Child of the Sunset, the Unifier of Warring States, which you're looking at now, and the Sukuna Kihona set. And I gotta say, I feel like the Sukuna Kihona set is far and away better in terms of flexibility and ethereal drop rate, because you do get the ethereal drop rate AAA. This does provide luck talisman on a writ absorption, increased luck and writ absorption. I believe it's the same buff, I believe. But this is nothing to sneeze at here. It is pretty good if you don't want to, you know, get the Sukuna Kihona to drop from the Big Sudama. So what you have to do is get the gear you want and then drop it with the Big Sudama, and then give him a secondary item, a helmet, and he'll change whatever grace you give him to Sukuna Kihona, as long as it's a ethereal grace that can be changed. So with that said, here's the build, here's the weaponry. I had to use the dual swords of the set in order to put on the Kodama bowl. So if I do run into a Nightmare Bringer or a Ancient Neo Tengu, you guys are gonna get a treat from me fighting them with dual swords. That's my second main. That was my main weapon that I used in the beginning of Neo 2. I switched from single sword to dual swords, and I was running I believe I was running dual swords and spear for a while until fists came out, and then I went to fist and spear. Just a side note, I put sloth on this build to essentially judge it the same as my other luck build. And it kind of needs it only because I do not have damage taken on waist and chest. And I'm understanding that now, that damage taken, that extra, 8% you get overall, I think you can get up to like 4 on the waist and then nearly 5 on the chest, is super huge in terms of survivability in the depths. So don't sleep on that. But I do have some awesome gear here, and I'm just gonna go through one more time just to show you guys in case you guys want to copy pasta. But yeah, this build is pretty dope. I am gonna set up a video where I go through and show how I set up my point distribution, because that's super important, but it varies based on which armor you use, and it's very complex. So without further ado, we're gonna do our run here with the Child of the Sun armor set, the Unifier of Warring States. And I did put on the Love Crested helmet in honor of Neo 3 being announced, because I think you get the Love Crested helmet from the demo, the first demo, if you completed it, for Neo 3. That's a Neo 3 item. So let's see. All right, let's see what's in the store. What you guys got for me today? But yeah, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through, saying what's up. You guys are awesome. We're gonna continue to slay and fillet these demons until later on this afternoon. There's going to be a Monster Hunter stream. There is some new stuff going on over there, so See, he got in on me. See that hit? That damage he just did to me? Bro. Not having damage taken. It is noticed. I am noticing it. And pretty much all of my builds have it, except for this one. I tried to go more offensive stats, which I feel like it needed it because I'm not sure about the luck bonus, damage per luck bonus. Doesn't feel as strong as I would like it to. That's why I like my other luck build better because it's much more flexible. I can make it with lighter armor because you're kind of locked into heavy armor with this set. And, you know, that can be, you know, not very fun. But it is, you know, a decent luck set if you're into, you know, heavy gear. I do have my number one build that I made that made this all possible, M1 AOG. I already did the showcase for that one, so check it out on YouTube if you want to check it out. That build is heavy, and it did a lot of work for me. That's the build I found a bunch of really good accessories for Oyamatsumi. That's what allowed me to even think about this. Doing this in the first place. So yeah, survivability, heavy is really good. That's why I thought I could get away with no damage taken, but even that set has damage taken. That's why I'm like, man, I learned my lesson with this. Because my lighter sets, I feel like are more durable than this one, and this is heavy. So it just goes to show you, you know, how important damage taken is. Definitely, I get it now. But it's okay. I feel like this build is still viable. I still went through level 30 and completed it with the worst versions of this build, so we're good. We're just showing it off at this point. So I'm really enjoying the ride so far. This game's incredible. We're definitely going to make sure that we get some time on Monster Hunter today. I'm pretty much going to have an open lobby going. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes, you know, there's people to play. Sometimes, you know, sometimes there isn't. And I won't divert that energy in an open lobby if there isn't anybody who wants to play. I know the update just came out. A lot of people will be playing. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. I usually come here last, but I decided to just make that quick detour since I was already over there. Yeah, we're going. It's happening. Looks like I forgot this. Oh, wait a minute. There's two big enemies over here. I can't really push them back over there. Also two enemies in here. Yeah, you got to be careful because there's a lot of treacherous enemy placement in this game. Just tank that. Speaking of treacherous enemy placement, I'll take my time with this next area because it is the most treacherous. Out of all the levels, I think this area right here is pretty treacherous. Like, I'm going to use my FPS skills right quick. Because I think they put these angles right like this for a reason. Because... if you just run in here, let me tell you, you're in for a bad time. Oh, should I go from this dude? Hold on, let me buff up real quick just in case. No, I'm gonna be wasting the good ammo. No! Such an awkward place. Got him. 73k grapples, not bad. I don't think I can shoot through that. Can I shoot through this window? Hold on, let me try. Yo, it looks like I can. Hold on. Yo, that's some new tech. Yo. Yo, the magician is the one that's always the problem here. This guy's not too bad. Yo, that's some new tech. You know why I tried that? One of the enemies hit me with a bomb through that window before. I was like, yeah, let me try it. Let me see something. Tech deal. Made it out. They still almost got me at the end right there. Doesn't count. This guy just missed everything. I really like the way the loot looks in this game. Hopefully they don't turn down the particles too much on the loot itself, but I definitely understand wanting to turn down the particle effects for like familiar talismans, because you literally can't even see your character. Whenever you pop a lightning talisman, you really can't even see it. See your character. It's kind of crazy. Another thing too is that this build probably would have been better off as a purity build, just due to the sentience charge requirements. I wasn't able to get sentience charge on chest and waist for this, and it's not a huge detriment, but it's very nice to have that for a corruption build. So just some things to consider when setting up your build or choosing how you want to set it up, because there are some limitations to certain setups. Listen here, Bach, you can do this all day. All right. Oh, what? I realize she's really scrapped already. Yeah, this enemy is weak to corruption, or strong versus corruption, so it's kind of a bad matchup. But as long as you know the fight, you're good. I really don't worry about Yasha too much. Suiki can be a problem if she's red or purple. And there's a couple versions of Suiki, actually. There's a long-horned version and a short-horned version. The short-horned version is usually much more vicious and can play way more aggressive, which definitely is something to look out for, simply because the longhand version is easier to break her key, and should definitely be taken into account. So yeah, watch out for those two enemies. This map is full of Bakugan, so if you're after that soul core or god roll, be happy about finding this map. It's just annoying to fight. Bakugani is so annoying, man. It's worth it though. Man, FPS in today, man. FPS skills coming in handy, boy. Let's go. Okay, we're at it. Hold on. Let me go this way. Okay. All right, we're cruising. Just a little bit of cleanup real quick, and then we're good to go. Actually back hopped into that tornado. Interesting. All right, but yeah, we're definitely going to be streaming some Monster Hunter later on this afternoon. So appreciate you coming through for the early event. Definitely gonna have the later events set up for us here. All right, let's check out the store. Let's see what's going on. I'm interested to see who it is because depending on who it is, I might have to use the dual swords. We'll see. Get the rust off of the old God of Wind. Man, I need to spending a lot of divine rice. I need to get it back. Hold on. I don't really need any of this stuff, so okay, well, there you go. All right, let's see who is. See who's at the door. Oh shoot. This guy. Yep. I wasn't ready to dodge that. My time to leave. Let's set back up. Made me pull out Kasha. He wasn't gonna do it. Oh! Yo, this dude's still about to kill me. Yo, Saito Toshibitsu, ladies and gentlemen. Bane of many. Why is he doing this? Excuse me, sir. I'm filming. Yo, he's so cheap, yo. I'm telling you. That hop back move, I've never seen that move before. We're spending the cash on this move. This guy, he's a problem, yo. Oh, here comes problem number 2. Put some heavy hitters in here today. This guy is one of them. Balance. Ooh, I countered it. That was sick. Oh, that was sick. Hit him with the brute counter. This guy. It's actually the T-shot guy. It's actually kind of I gotta be careful though. He's got crazy hyper armor too. Definitely don't want to fight those crazy monsters again. All right, we out of here, dude. Yo, they tried to get me. They sent the reinforcements. We're out of here. Yo, they sent some beasts after me, dog. All right. All right, I'm gonna take a quick second. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Anything good? No? All right, we're going. Man, they really sent some beasts after me on that first one. They had Honda Tanakatsu, Saito Toshimitsu, bro. Some monsters. Jeez. These are like, yo, they're making this game look too easy, right? Right. Yeah, we're out of here. Moving right along. But yeah, I'm really excited to be finishing up this 20-part series soon. Probably it's gonna be, I'm thinking it's gonna be probably another week or so for me to get everything finished. I'm still working on some finishing touches on some of the later builds, but they've been pretty much complete for a while now. Just some finishing touches. I've been learning so much about the game that the more I learn, the more I realize I have to finish up. And you know, make the builds proper for my own satisfaction. For example, this build, in every build that I've pretty much showcased, I at least give it one run to say, you know, let me add on any armor if it needs it. So I put on lucky drop equipped armor for each run, just to give it that final run to say, all right, let's see if I can get any better gear for it. So I'm doing that now as we speak. So, and I never take off lucky drop accessory. It is just one of those things where it's always better to have that on. It's always better to have that on, regardless of, you know, if you have a luck build or not. So yeah, I definitely understand. The goal for a lot of people would be to beat level 30, but to progress as deep as you can and fill your pockets and hopefully get lucky with upgrades, I think that's the best way of doing it. Just to keep going deeper until you get stuck, to learn the fights and then figure out which fights you need work on. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a crazy build setup, but you have boss and enemy knowledge and how to navigate the maps and everything, you can get far in this game mode on boss knowledge alone. So don't sleep. If you, happen to get this far into the game cycle, this new game 5, and you're like, okay, I want to try the abyss or whatever, or the depths. You can get pretty far. You can get pretty dang far with just boss knowledge alone. But that's the thing too, is like, it's always a test of that every time you set foot in here. And I think that's why I'm loving it so much, is because I'm finding out new ways to tackle old problems. And that's been pretty satisfying. Finding out little details about the boss fights. Especially boss fights I've had trouble in the past, like Ryumen Sukuna. He's a fire and water enemy, so it's best that you use lightning. This might be a problem. Yeah, I knew it. My back was to him. But yeah, he's a fire and lightning enemy. And it's best to use lightning, which is, not something I initially realized. Always carry lightning for that guy. So yeah, just little things like that. And in the conversely, Tsuchigomu is immune to lightning and immune to slow effects. Which makes sense. He's a spider. Can't really slow a spider down, I guess, because he uses slow stuff. So whatever they use, they're pretty usually immune to it. They're strong versus it. So if you don't know that fight, you can have a tough time. You're not able to clear that fight without using sloth or anything like that. Okay, we're cruising. Oh wait, hold on. There's a chest back here. So yeah, what I've noticed is that I think, that once you're done with the level 30, right, and you clear it, and you're good with the game, that's fine. We'll move on to other stuff. If you want to get better at the game or finalize your build and make it perfect, I think it was designed to just keep running it, because, like, even throughout the day, right? Because the level changes when you beat the level, right? So let's say I beat level 26, leave, and then go back in. It's going to be different. So definitely look out for a stream in the future where I kind of test that out to see how much different it can be. shot by that huge cannon. I'm definitely going to test it out and see what it's like to just keep running it in the same day. I think the most I've done is 2 runs in one day. Divide and conquer. Yeah, you gotta make sure your back is to the wall against these guys. They will circle behind you. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. And we're about to wrap up level 27. And like I said, I think these levels are designed for you to farm them like crazy. Like the purple enemies give you, like, you know, a premium drop. You know, of course, there's the bosses, but I think, you know, I think it's for like level 21 and below. You know, the maps just change, they keep changing. So I'm gonna have to test that theory, get one of my builds. I don't know which one I'm gonna get. That's the thing about this is, like, I wish I did this years ago, like I wanted to. So I'll get more time and use out of the builds. But Neo 3 is around the corner. Better get my fun in while I can. Because, you know, it's going to be time to start anew and deal with the limitations of not being at endgame. Which I get. See, this red one, this red Suiki doesn't have big horns. That's why I always say, like, you know, sloth is one of those things where it's a preference thing, but it definitely changes the game. That Suiki just got destroyed just because of the sloth, and, you know, it is what it is. I'm not stressing it. I have plenty of other builds without it, and to use a luck build that is a little bit weaker on the damage side, it makes sense to add it in. So that's why I added it in. Because realistically, you know, you want to be, you know, farming these enemies as fast as possible. And, you know, that will help that kill speed, as you can see. So we don't hold back around here. Ooh, that looks nice. 4-star, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to be the one to hold back, especially on the end game build side. I'm going to show the strongest combinations if possible. The strongest combinations I can pilot, right? Because a build could be super strong, but if you get one shot all the time, or you can't pilot it correctly because it's too difficult, then that build is not as strong as it could be. This guy. I think this guy, hold on, let me see. Yeah, I think he can't be confused, that's right. Can you don't? That hurt a lot. Oh, what? Come on, my back. My back. See that move, for instance, that dive bomb, you can block it and then counter with brute. Never do that for the longest time. Not everybody has a wake up attack, and some enemies they have more than one. Thanks Street Fighter for making me notice that. Gotta do that Oki. What you can do and wake up. Watch out, because dude is so hard. It could easily still clip you if you're not paying attention, even with sloth on. This is why I used a Sacred Rush before, because I didn't know who was the next up. Preparation. I really dislike this guy. Once I figured out how to rush this guy down, oh man. I was super excited. Because that fight, in a lot of these fights, if you aren't hyper aggressive and take them out quick, you can be there for a while. All right, we are on floor 28. We're at the midway point. And we're gonna check out the store. Nothing? Okay. And we're going to get our divine rice back. Okay. This is actually really good. I will keep it. And I am kind of an accessory collector at this point. Even in my Neo 1 save, I have so many good ones. But you kind of had to have different ones in that game. You couldn't really temper. You couldn't really temper accessories like that. It's good to have different effects for different reasons. Neo 1. But I feel like we're gonna go back to Neo 1 in a way. But it's gonna be different. So Neo 2 will still have its place. We're gonna see though. I I should have activated the blue grapple right there. That would be smart. Get the extra damage on the grapple. I'm just used to fighting her without sloth. I mean, I kind of wanted to save my familiar too. So I think this is the only real threat over here on this side of the map, aside from that Konak GG enemy. Yeah, I'm convinced that up or below, whichever one you consider. Oh, he caught me with that? I didn't think he got that off. I'm convinced that between, level 26 and 30, it's very fixed until you keep running it in the same day. So I'm gonna test that out one of these days. I'm gonna get, maybe my M1 AOG build. I'm not sure. It's my favorite, man. It's my go-to back in the day when I was first getting into super late endgame, because I didn't get into super late endgame on Neo 1 until I had come back and beat Neo 2 already. I just, wasn't into it that deep at the time. So yeah, that was different. I leave no Bakugani unslain. Which, as a matter of fact, I need to actually check on my soul cores. I don't even think I've been looking at them. See if I've got any good ones. You get so many Suiki, Fuki, and the other one. I don't remember his name. Kinky. Those three, you just run into them so much down here. So if you want the G roll, you know where to go. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything worth keeping. There are so many topics on Neo 2. I feel like I could make a lot of content on it, but hold on, kind of messed up. I feel like the ship has sailed a little bit because Neo 3 was announced, and I want to focus on that when it comes out. And there is good content online already in terms of learning the basics. So we'll see. I kind of just like demonstrating. That's my thing, especially like on Monster Hunter. Always like to just put together a set, show it off, and hopefully provide that inspiration that you could do it too, because, make sure to let you guys know that if there's something real or fake online, I'm gonna let y'all know, because I don't use mods or cheats or anything. Everything on this channel is organic, like what you find at Whole Foods. Just saying. So yeah, that's why, sometimes I make mistakes, and that's okay. Not the end of the world. That's why I went through, I tested these builds rigorously because I wanted to make sure to put my best foot forward when I'm streaming these. So why are these guys like, why are you not dead? Come on. It needs to be resistant to corruption? Oh, no, there we go. Anyway. I didn't have anything fire ready. But I think his name is Haranobo. You can hit it with pretty much anything. It's like oil. It's not like pure water. But yeah, Nightmare Bringer is actually a really solid soul core. Really solid, as you can see. It's just really situational because you don't want to get caught out in that that stance that the that your character takes. You gotta be careful with it. I'm so used to fighting this enemy. Just so used to fighting this enemy now. Jeez. We got a double header, y'all. This is just the beginning. Definitely going to stream some Monster Hunter in earnest. Definitely was taking a break for a while. Man, break turned out to be a little bit longer due to the Neo streams I've been doing. So, you know, hopefully get that fire back. Guys, you don't get a drop when you kill the crystals first, but we're good. I'm almost 1,100 hours deep in this game now, which is crazy work, because I think when I started doing all these builds like I wanted to, I was only on 800. Like I said, these showcases that I'm doing, I wanted to do this years ago, but better late than never, I should say. I shall enjoy my tea. So yeah, you see how the loot has like those leaves falling like that? The divine one has the green leaves, and then the red ones are the ethereal. They gotta keep that in there. They gotta keep that. That's just chef's kiss of it. Loot is important. Presentation's important. But if they do a survey again for the next beta, because they usually do a beta, a second one, I'll definitely be more prepared to express exactly what I like about Neo 2 after all these runs that I've done. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I try to save my familiars for the fog enemies. This build's pretty good. It's now on par, I feel like, with my other luck build, because it just needed that sloth for extra protection since I don't have the damage taken on. But I definitely feel more comfortable on my other luck build, the main one that I use, without familiars, without casting that onmyo magic. So it's just a matter of timing and preference. I did see that I did get a, what is that? Is that like a loop drop that just stuck? I think it's just stuck in midair. Oh well. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. We're comparing builds, comparing notes, because Neo 3 has been announced. And on top of that, Ninja Gaiden 4 looks amazing. I can't believe it. I'm definitely probably gonna end up streaming. It's gonna happen. Because I want to play it no matter what. I think this is going to be the return to glory for Ninja Gaiden, which says a whole lot. This is somebody who's, you know, been around for, you know, Xbox, the life cycle of Xbox in the glory days. That was one of the main games on Xbox that was like, yo, we'll play this game. Pray now. Ninja Gaiden is definitely getting played. Definitely. Can't wait. That's actually in October. So that is going to be pretty epic. Made it in time. Greedy. It's all right. Sometimes you can find a new Peppo over here. No dice this time. Where did I leave this guy? Hold on. Bruh, I cleared out this area and forgot to get the guy. That's hilarious. I'm glad I didn't like, you know, refresh the enemies. All right. He's still hitting with a glancing blow. That's crazy. So yeah, I play super aggressive. Oh, he on that? As you can see, Isumade is doing nothing but backing up, which I'm okay with that. All right, the map is clear. And loot acquired, okay? Let's see, anything at the store? Very nice. Yeah, I would have used the Kodama Bazaar when I first came through here way more often had I known how it works. But it's okay now. We're using it. It's happening. It's actually pretty decent. Nothing crazy, but yeah, still missing some pieces. Okay. All right, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. We're halfway. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and post this episode online, and then once I do that, you know, be back for another stream for Moss Hunter. Just gotta make sure over, but I'm gonna have a good time. Yatsuno Kami just gets absolutely annihilated by Nightmare Bringer. I'm not even gonna refresh my talisman just because it makes sense. Definitely transform to avoid the blow on that. Definitely want to keep momentum on this fool. Alright. See? Definitely don't want to deal with this dude. Exactly what I was talking about earlier. Sure he's gone. That still hit me for 3K. I've also noticed too, I don't think it's their key pool that's so crazy down here. It's their key recovery. Key recovery is insane. You'll be hitting them, and it does not matter. Their key recovery is just faster than what you can deal out, and it's insane. All right, moving on. Right, you know this map pretty decently well. Bartering with the Kodama. Let's see if we got anything good for accessory wise. I'm gonna check the armor later. Oh, this looks decent. Nothing crazy. Usable in certain situations, not all purpose. I want to use that, but definitely something I'm gonna try. All right, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through. We're at floor 29. We are cruising, and I think I have proven to myself and hopefully you guys that this build is on point for what it needs to be, which is a luck farming build. And I made the proper adjustments I did. Which ended up being the middle of the road for certain stats like sentience charge. I put as much on there as I could get without sacrificing the sloth setup. because like I said, this is supposed to be a farming build, and you have to, for you to say you're farming, you have to crush your opponents. And it wasn't doing that before until I made the last minute adjustments, so I'm glad. And I'm getting, I don't know how can I put this in any other way other than my build game in this game now is insane. So shoot, I'm not trying to get hit with that cannon. That thing hurts. If you don't have any projectile damage reduction, yeah, good luck. So yeah, I think this build came out pretty nicely. Not too crazy to pilot. And honestly, I've been trying, this armor that I used is very old. And what I mean by that is I've had this armor since before I stopped playing. And I tried to make this build before. Pay attention. Oh, he tried to get me again. Brute, please. That's why I always carry paralysis pills. Yeah, so I tried to make this build before, and I just couldn't get it to work. I tried different weapon setups, Kasurigama, like things like that. This setup is far and away better than what it was before. And it's all thanks to me going through and rigorously testing, you know, what I could get, what my ultimate situations were. Crazy. Yeah, aside from the build bible, shout outs to the Neo community for that. 'Cause I've been on that for years. I knew about it, but I had to really farm out ultimates. And putting ultimate courage on this, I think, was the biggest thing because of key recovery. Key recovery was a big problem. So any heavy armor set, you definitely want ultimate courage no matter what. It just helps out so much. And it was so crazy good to the point where my OG setup, I added ultimate courage to it because it's just that good. It allows you to keep up pressure, and it allows you to, you know, get more moves in, even though you're on a heavier set. Because heavier sets are usually more prone to not being able to move as nimbly or as good as the lighter sets, which makes sense. That's the trade-off, right, for extra defense. But you can kind of get around that with ultimate courage. And since I was building all these sets, I was like, yo, I need to apply this to M1AOG. That's why M1AOG was so cool. Or is that's why it's definitely one of my top tier builds, because it has the defense of heavy set, movement of a high B agility set, and the key consumption of almost near an A set, which is really nice to have all around. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, y'all. We're cruising. What is going on, Japper 2000? Hope I said that right. Do you know how can I reset all the skill points but in a weapon? So you want to reset all your skill points on a weapon? You have to go to the dojo for that. That's actually a good question. So go to the dojo and then hit reset. You should be able to reset all your skill points. And then go from there. That helps. Pretty sure that's how you do it. And you should be able to, you know, reassign your skill points that way. Ooh. Alright, we're out of here. Wait, that was my first Kodama? What is happening? Oh, no problem. Anytime. I would hope, you know, to answer questions if I put this much time in, you know, making all these builds and showing off what they can do. Hopefully I'm paying attention. Oh gosh. Anyway, moving. Hopefully, you know, definitely trying to give back to the community. I do answer some newbie questions on Reddit every now and then, so trying to give back.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Right. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Gonna be some more action later on today. It's gonna be some Monster Hunter stuff. So yeah, I played multiple games, and yeah, that's what variety is about, right? Took a wrong turn. This is not where I wanted to go. Small fry. I'm lost. Typical of me. How dare you disrespectfully backhand me? Big Gaki, I'll tell you. They can hit hard. Yeah, you learn to use extreme prejudice on Hellish Hag, especially in a corner, because she could just run you into the corner and kill you. Like, yeah, you gotta be careful. Okay. So we found two of the little guys. There should be one right over here. I blew the wall down. There it is. Why I used that cannon earlier. And we should be getting some decent rolls here, hopefully. Alright. Okay, we're going for the boot slam against this guy. Gatsu Warrior. I don't want to mess with that guy. I don't want him to get rolling. So many. Since he has multiple arms like that, since he has like 4 arms, he could just hit you with so many combos at once. Alright, I definitely want to kite this guy away. These guys are set up over here. I usually pick them off one by one with my rifle. Guys are set up over here. those guys can shoot, and you don't want to get caught up in a battle where these guys are all focusing you down on tight short angles. It's not fun. All right. Where is it? See, I don't want to. Gotta be careful because you don't want to knock her off the edge. Always end up knocking that enemy off, but since they were red, which gives you better drops, the red and purple enemies give you better drops. Tried to make sure to not do that this time. My aggressive playstyle can knock enemies off the edge, and that's not always optimal because you know you actually want the loot. Hey, little guy. Okay. All right, we're on floor 29 here. Getting ready to enter the crucible. Do I have any? Oh, I do. Okay. Let me give this guy a soul core and see if he gives me a Kodama soul core. Have some tea while I wait. Oh, let's go. We got lucky. Just gonna wait for this Scampus to go away because sometimes it gives you a soul core as well, which is also nice because the Scampus soul core, out of all the soul cores that are like kind of joke soul cores, quote unquote, is probably the best one, I think. Literally roll around the map. So I'm gonna wait for it to go away. Sometimes they give you clay bells too if you're hurting for clay bells, because I'm gonna say clay bells are super good. If you're having trouble getting through or you want to skip certain bosses, down here clay bells are really good for inflicting key damage and powering up your key as well, simultaneously. Really strong stuff. All right, let's see. Okay, not a roll that I really want, but okay. All right, let's see. See what's at the store, huh? Look at this. Oh, we got paid. Let's go. Look at this. Easy money. All right. That looks interesting. This also looks interesting. I'm keeping those. I really have struggled to get Yata Mirror in the mix. Yata Mirror was like this coveted drop in Neo 1 where it's like, oh, I was farming Yata Mirrors the other day, you know, like farming them. Because they want that reflection on perfect block, reflect projectiles. It's actually pretty dope, but I just haven't been able to get one with the right stats that I want. I think they went out of their way to make sure it's not too overpowered. Oh! I was definitely expecting to go out, but it's not. definitely expecting him to do something else right there, but it's all right. Last cheap grab. Oh, he didn't get it off. I was waiting for him to do the grab. I always epone to avoid that grab attack. It's just too strong of an attack. Chill, that club hits so hard. Block it. If not, it hurts. I think I'm after this one. They hit me up with a bunch of familiars. Deadly. Yeah, that's pretty much guaranteed death. If you're next to him and you don't counter it by the second hit, lights out. Oh yeah, this guy. Rush down commence. Which is always a good thing. How much health I just lost. Holy. Man, I tried blocking it. There's no way. That's why I always epone above the wake-up attacks. You can high profile those wake up attacks and also basically, you know, get out of the grab zone. So good. But you have to it requires you having patience with your epone. That took a while to develop because using epone to get out of the way became way more effective down here than just trying to epone to break down their ki. So comboing in between that has become the defining point for Depth's gameplay for me. You know, getting your combos in and your hits in, and then finishing the job with epone to get out of the way to continue your offense. It's kind of the same thing I do with Longsword and Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, you do your normal combo, you get your gauges, and then you counter with the EI slash when a big attack comes. That way you can just keep hitting. journey has been a while. Actually really excited to stream Monster Hunter Wilds today, later on. Yeah, we're definitely we're cruising. Appreciate y'all coming through. We're nearing the end of the run. We are on level 30 right now. And yeah, this build, I think I found what it needed at the last second. I'm very happy with the results. This is more bad. This guy is annoying. How dare you? Look at this. He just double comboed me. Look at this. Tactical evade. Watch this. I knew it. I knew you'd be an idiot and follow me down there. I knew it. Oh man. See, sometimes, man, you know, when the chips are down, it causes you to innovate a little bit. Like, bro, you're not smarter than me, game. Let me see. Well, that did 1,000 damage? What the? See, this is why it always helps to have projectile damage reduction on your armor. Even the slightest of enemies, the low enemies can hit hard depending on what you don't have. So studying DPS on this game and how to survive definitely will lead you to start to study which attacks do what type of damage. And that's the thing too, is like you start to pay attention to that stuff, man. Really start to pay attention. Okay, so we're out of here. I gotta say, they reused the maps from the story missions in a very clever way. Curious to see, you know, they're probably gonna do the same thing. Curious to see how the maps will lay out, especially since there's going to be essentially an open world. I wonder how they're going to do it though, because I imagine that they're going to let you play up to a certain point. I'm not sure if you know, how they're going to do it. So we'll see. I think I need those. All right, so like I said, there's usually a dead end section on these maps. Go over there, clear that out. You're never gonna go back over there. And I usually tackle the rest of it with the supplies. Yeah, we're on level 30. We're cruising. actually really pleased with how this came out. So I was actually going for better armor for this build. We'll see. But I mean, at this point, you know, I don't think I'm going to be going on this build too much. But definitely one of my demonstration builds. I like it. Finally got it to work. Because I definitely reused the armor that I had because I had orange inheritable attack on there and luck on every slot to get the most out of the damage bonuses. And with Sloth on Onmyo Magic hit, it takes this build to another level, which it kind of needed. Like, I got to admit, it needed it because not having damage taken on your chest and waist is, you're asking for it, especially down here with the highest scaling. Especially with these guys ready to poke in your back. Anima bonuses are so good. That covered me right there, but tough enemies like that, you definitely want to transform and grapple, especially if you're using Brute. Brute's transform and grapple is so strong. Yeah, you know, I have been really enjoying this. I got to admit that I would love to see more content like this. So if you see anybody like running through endgame level 30 like this, please let me know. Share the word, share the content, because I feel like I haven't seen too many content creators just run through depths level 30 like this. Oh, he almost got me. Oh, he tried it. Tried it. See, even when you're doing well, you can still get put down. They're trying it. Yeah. Another sacred brush. Nice. Let's see. Even, you know, this game can humble you. I'm telling you, you got to be careful. Did you see how that wheel monk just came out of nowhere and just in my back? Yeah, they're still vulnerable. And this game is fast enough where, you know, you can get caught off guard. There's one guy that has been notorious to catch people off guard. It's this guy. So this is an Ongyoki in disguise. You can see that that corpse over there has 2 horns. You can shoot him preemptively. This dude can produce shadow clones too, and grab you, and do lots of damage with that staff, and move around a lot. He actually has a really cool soul core ability. That's a move you gotta hit. You gotta counter that. If you don't counter that, it's gonna hurt. Oh, teleported back because he's out of bounds. He's done. He tries to, put a dark zone around here to try and act like he's a boss, but yeah, he's done. Tries to hit you with that domain expansion. Anyway. Yeah, he has an interesting soul core ability where you can pretty much disappear. I haven't gotten into that. That's my stretch goal for this game because I'm realizing quickly that once I finish these runs, these level 30 runs, I'm gonna need something to do in between that time, between Neo 3 comes out. I'm gonna be trying out a bunch of different soul cores with these build setups and see which ones are, usable. Because between there's 4 soul cores that are just indispensable in my setups right now. It's Nightmare Bringer, Ippon Datara, and Bakagani and Kasha. Between those 4, I feel like all my needs are met, and I've gotten enough rolls that I can literally just, if I wanted to, I could just delete all of my other soul cores and be fine. But that doesn't leave room for any experimentation, so I've been saving up a bunch of soul cores to start, fooling around with those in between, keep myself busy and active on the game. Because I think staying frosty on this game is going to pay off immensely, especially after what I experienced in the DLC. The DLC is like DLC. It's hilarious. I call Neo 3 DLC. Neo 3 is it's got some very cool mechanics that I'm really liking already. Especially that deflect, where you can basically deflect and get your key back. I feel like, people are gonna, equate that to, Sekiro and all that. But it reminds me more of the bonus you get on purity weapons on Neo 2. Where you can key block, or you can block, you can key pulse off a block. And what that means is I can get my key back right after I block. And everybody likes to do, Flux, which is very good. Flux and Flux 2, which is very good on, especially in the beginning of the game. But I like to key pulse off of your dash, like that. Because you can key pulse while moving. That is like super good. And I can't wait until, deflect on sword was so good. You could do it on any weapon. Joe guy. The only reason I was able to do that many hits is because that magician lowered my attack. The onmyo mage lowered my attack. All right. That is all of the mission levels. Time for the main event. Level 30 boss roll. Let's see what's going on in here. Nothing to see here. I think I have Sentience Charge on Wheel Monk already. Like I said, definitely been saving up soul cores to do more experimentation. Man, I've been getting lucky with these talismans. I will take them. Little guy's looking out. Replenish the Divine Rice Fund. All right. Only take what I need so I can throw everything else in the loot grinder. Made the mistake of when I got back on of buying Book of Reincarnations at the tea shop. That was a huge mistake. Oh, I'm actually going to use this. This is a G roll. Okay. Yeah, stealth is actually really strong in this game, so I might use this. Catch enemy unawares walking around. Super good for, you know, traversal of the map. All right. So yeah, the loot grind. I made a mistake of buying Book of Reincarnations when you're supposed to buy them from Tama for gold, or Toya, I forget her name. Supposed to buy them from the blacksmith. I lost a lot of glory doing that, which is fine because I don't need it anymore, essentially. But yeah, I forgot that you're supposed to do that. And all the loot that I get, I grind it up, disassemble it for the parts. Comes out so much. Oh, I didn't get the hammer off the time. All right, P. All right, P, the brute dream. Yeah, that grab window is actually that hitbox is pretty large. Training with that hurts so much. All right, let's see who it is. All right, Nui protocol activated. Activating lightning stop, switching to phantom, engage. Literally just got a glancing blow on me just now. Took half my health. Yue is not a super threat, but you get hit by the claws or the tail, you just get bodied. So much burst damage. So those enemies that are are like glass cannons. They can do so much. Actually, let me stay on Genbu for this. This dude is all about elemental damage. And I have Kasha too, which is super good in rushing human enemies down, because it's almost like an extra hit. Keeps the pressure on to give you a second. Kasha's so versatile. I'm definitely gonna miss her in the new game. Like, for real. So many ways you can use her. The only thing I like about using Brute is burst countering those attacks pretty easily. Genbu provides an extra 5% damage taken, which is this build's weakness, and 15% elemental damage taken. So very nice to have, especially against that enemy. Genbu is actually top tier, to be honest. You do a little bit less damage, but you can take a lot more. Top tier defensive Guardian's Spirit. All right. So I'm gonna do my normal thing here, take a little screenshot just to track my progress. All right, so we are done for today. That is the run for Beholder. This is my second luck build with Child of the Sun. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw today. We're gonna be back a little bit later on in a few hours with some Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm still gonna be, trucking along on my Neo 2 build. My build demonstrations for clearing level 30. As you can tell, I've cleared level 30 now with several different builds, and they're all different, and they all have different set bonuses, but they do have similar stats that I like to build towards to facilitate my aggressive playstyle. So without further ado, I'm gonna play you guys a song real quick. I believe the next build, that was the 12th build, okay? And we have a nice one coming up tomorrow. It's Izanagi Impact is the name of the build. That's gonna be 7-piece Izanagi and 6-piece Oyamatsumi. That is going to be a very good one because that build is very, very strong. Highly recommend Izanagi for the depths. You haven't beat it yet. And then, yeah, we're gonna keep going. And then, we got about 8 more to go. And then the project's complete. All of these builds will be on my YouTube, so check out my YouTube channel. All that will be there for you guys to enjoy in the future. And we're gonna be pumping out some more Neo 2 content. Definitely want to explore more with soul cores and fool around with the depths more to see how many times I could probably beat it in a session. We'll see. But with that said, I'm gonna play you guys a song. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back in a little while with some Monster Hunter Wilds. Deuces, y'all.